Hello and welcome again. I know I'm a little early, just wanting to try and find myself on Facebook here, just to know that I'm up here and running and that everyone can hear me. Yep, well, it's coming through as being heard, so that's one good thing. So if you're on, say hi, and if you're here in Australia, just let me set this iPad up. I had to get myself a new iPad and I'm still getting used to it because it's a bit different from the old one, just a little bit. So anyway, how are we all going? I'm Elizabeth Mayer, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in southwest Victoria, Australia. Well, what a change of weather we had today. Oh, good heavens. It was freezing here today. I have got 2 jumpers on. That's how cold it is. That is how cold I am. So, yeah, hope it's been better weather where you are, nicer weather. Okay, so let's get moving. Let's get on and try and finish up a little bit earlier tonight if we can from the last 2 nights, 2 weeks, I mean. Just a reminder, the virtual card making day is coming up on event on the 7th of October. It's only a couple of weeks away. 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 2 weeks away. So that's coming up. What else do I have on? Also, I have my Stamps Club. That's still available going. We're dealing with the Darling Details. So if you'd like to join, just leave me a message in the comments below and I'll get in touch with you. There's still time to join that. Also, I have my in-person class this Saturday and we're going to create some Christmas cards this week, this Saturday. So that is 1 till 4. So if you are wanting information on that one, I will bring that down a bit so you can read a bit more. I will just leave comments. Just leave a comment in the comments and I'll get back to you on that one. Tonight, I'm venturing back to the annual catalogue. Get them out of the way. And I am focusing on Coffee with Friends. Now, I love this stamp set. I had looked at it and looked at it in the catalogue and I thought, nah, I don't want that one. Nah. But then the more cards I saw demonstrators create with it, the more I loved it and I had to get it. So we're going to create 2 cards with it tonight. So let's get stamping. So the first card we're going to create tonight is this one. Now I'm just going to leave that there because I have forgotten my linen thread. So just let me flip over here and pick it up out of my drawer, out of my little box of ribbons, if I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. Got it. I try and get everything prepared so we're not wasting a lot of time. All right, so let's get stamping. So tonight, and we're going to be doing a bit of colouring as well with the Stampin' Blends. So I'll just pop that one over there. So we're going to use the stylish shapes to create the circle, and we'll also use the 2 3/8 inch circle punch. Oh, hope there's not much glare on there for you. Alrighty, so I'm using pecan pie. I'm loving this colour. Really love it. So what has everyone been up to? Hope you've all had a great week. I've had an extremely busy week. Here, I said last week I was going to try and sort out everything so that I could have the description, what we were doing up the top and everything done like that instead of me having to do it afterwards. And I never got around to doing it. So that's on the list to do this week. So I'm using Very Vanilla. On the front first. I'm just using the good old Tombow glue, which I love. So we'll put him on there. Been a funny old week, you know, we've had warm weather and it's back to winter. And we've got another piece for the inside, and I'm going to do the stamping because I'm going to stamp a little bit on the inside as well. So I've got a piece of the Very Vanilla to stamp on as well. And where are we? Here we are. And I've got Memento Black. And we're using the coffee cups and the croissants. Just stamp that up. We only want to, I'll turn it this way because I need to do a circle with this one. Here we go. And we'll do that just on the bottom down here on the piece for the inside. So that's that bit there done. Now we'll punch the circle out of that and I'll do my sentiment on that as well. I hope I've left enough room on that, otherwise I'll be getting out another scrap big bit of vanilla. Now I'm using light crumb cake just to colour in the croissants. Now these are the Stampin' Blends and they say they come off easy. You're supposed to do that and they push off. I don't have the strength. It takes me forever to get them off, the tops off. I have a real hard time. So just colour in the croissants. Now I'm just using the pointed end. There's a thick and your brush tip and just your pointed end. Tell you the truth, I only use the pointed end for most of my colouring unless it is a big, massive one. You know, big piece that I'm really colouring. And just the little swirls there in the coffee cup. So pop that aside and we'll do the inside one as well. This is all the colouring that's really needed on here. And you only go lightly. Sorry, I don't do much chatting when I'm colouring. I'm too busy concentrating. You don't need to be real heavy-handed. There we go. That's it. Make sure that clicks in so that it's really pushed on tight. Now I'm going to just do my circle with this one now. I should have pushed it down a bit more and I can't turn that over. just let me get another piece of Very Vanilla. We only need scrap bits, so excuse me for that. I should have had it down just that little bit further to the end, just so that we can get the sentiment in. Luckily, I keep all, I'll show you how I keep all my, like little pieces like this that I come back to use, design, you know, make little circle designs like this, all for sentiments. I keep them in these little plastic folders. They have a Velcro dot on them. I just get them from the newsagents. And because I have a filing cabinet with all my cardstock in, and so these sit in that file as well with the cardstock, so that I know where they are. Otherwise, I've lost them, and you know, otherwise I've got boxes of scraps of paper hanging around, and I don't want that. Do it a bit lower on this one. Probably done it too low now. Knowing me. So as I said, I'm just using Memento Black. Come back in with our Stampin' Blend. Just had a message from my neighbour just before I came on with her. I always look after their pets when they go away, and we only looked after the pets just a couple of days last week while they went away, and she just informed me that her elderly dog had passed away today. Poor old boy, Bo his name was. He was a gorgeous boy. And, yeah, I was a bit sad when she told me that, so, yeah. Anyway, I'm using my 2 3/8 circle punch, and I'll just punch that out. Now we'll come back with our sentiment. Yeah, Bowie was a good old boy. I'm not even sure what type of dog he was, but he did have arthritis, and he had started to go blind in one eye, and he was a bit deaf, poor old boy. So I'm just using the sentiment, coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. But he was a beautiful boy, and he'd often walk across the road. He was only here the weekend, actually. He walked across the road, came across, used to get out. He shouldn't have got out, but he used to get out. Yeah, he was a naughty boy there. So now I've got a piece of pecan pie, and I've also got a piece of this designer series paper, which is from the Earthen Elegance. Earthen Elegance or Earthen Textures. Oh, I can't remember what it was now. But it is beautiful paper. Now I have cut this a bit longer than what I should have, or I didn't cut it off, I should say. So it goes right to the edge with just a small border on both sides. It's a bit hard to see that with the darkness there. So let me bring in a bit of grid paper. Usually I'm using white all the time, so you see it a bit better. So there's that bit, and if I can find my scissors under all this mess on this table, it'll be a miracle. Here they are. Just top that off there. Wonderful. Okay, so now we can put the insert in. And I've got to die cut a circle in pecan pie. Using the stylish shapes. Okay. Now we'll put our very vanilla pecan pie and the designer paper onto the very vanilla. So as I said, if there's anyone local to me around the Colac area who would love to come to the stamp class this Saturday, you are most welcome. We'll be creating a few Christmas cards this week. Right, that's the odd piece. Now, let us bring in, we don't need the punch, I need the Stampin' Cup machine. I'll put that over there out of the way. Bring in my little one again, my nice handy little one. Do you know, the weather turned that cold today. I had the heater on. That's how cold it was. And as I said earlier, I got 2 jumpers on. Compared to a couple of days ago, I was in a t-shirt. Now, I'm using the circles and I'm using the third largest, or the third one in from the largest. I so love these dies. I'll be sad to see these ones go when if and when they retire. I will certainly miss these ones like anything. I'm going to have to stand up for this. And I'm starting to get out of that habit of winding it back. Trying to just go through it the once. Because I thought I heard a demonstrator talking about that the other day, saying that it can damage your machine. And I'm thinking, oh my Lord, how many times have I done that? Put that one down there on the floor. I'll pop my die away before it gets lost. Okay, let's bring our card and everything back in again. And you know what? I've cut the wrong size. Ugh. Because I think I was supposed to use the 2-inch punch. Goodness me. I certainly am not going too good here tonight, am I? Pretty sure I was to use the 2-inch punch. And you know what? We might be able to fix this. Here's a trick on how to do it. Get your post-it note. Put a tinge on the side like that. Pop it in. May have to go this way. Over a little bit. We're going to cut a bit of the I don't want to cut a bit of my thing off. Let me see, just try and get that into the light. Or do I just cut the bigger circle? No. There we go. You only just cut a little bit off there. That was a bit silly of me. I don't know what made me do that. As I said, had too much going on the last week. And when I look at my original card, it is off the edge there a little bit. Oh, sorry, I might have been out of range there. Terribly sorry. And the weather is now starting to warm up again, supposedly. So they say. I'll believe it when I see it. Yep. Okay, so we've got our linen thread here. And what I'm going to do is... Now, do you know how to untangle, or unline this, unrun it, I should say? Just go like that. Just run through your fingers like that and see how it starts to straighten out. So I'm just going to do just a few round my finger. Cut that off there. Get it off my finger. And we are going to attach it to the back like that. Now, what was the trick I used last week? The good old block on it. While I get my tape, I use double-sided tape for this. Only need a little bit, just to go over it. Whoops. And I've unwound it, haven't I? So I'll just have a bit running out there and some running there. I might even bring it over just a tinge. Let me see how that looks. Whoops, ran the wrong way. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Perfect. Get our dimensionals. And you know what? I'm going to stick one just there, just to hold that one down. And I might even try and move this one over, just to hold that down there in place. See if we can pick that one up and pop it there. So if you're watching, I can see we've got a few watching. Pop on and say hi. Don't be shy. Don't worry, I was shy in doing all this. And I've only been doing lives for the last, this is the 3rd week. So, you know, it took me a while to get myself organised, to get the gumption up to come and do them. But I did it. I eventually came around and did them. So, and now I look forward to doing them every week at this stage. Well, not saying at this stage. I'm now enjoying doing them all the time now. Now, just find our little dimensionals, our embellishments, I should say. I know which ones I'm looking for. Where are they? Here they are. was just about to fly off the container there. Now these are the adhesive backed solid gems, and we have pecan pie, boho blue and lemon lolly. Now I'll bring in my take a pic tool. Oh gee, that's a bit glary on the old eyes, isn't it? I was going up for the lemon lolly one. I certainly don't want that one. Now there's 3 different sizes in this, and as you can see, you've got real tiny little ones there. Then you've got medium and your large. I've just used 1 large and 2 mediums for those ones. And there we have our first card finished. How's that? Not bad, is it? I love it. It's gorgeous. Except for when I stuff that bit there up, but oh well. We all make mistakes somewhere along the line of our crafting. And that won't be my first mistake, and it certainly won't be my last. Okay, so let us get on to card number 2. Now that is also using, well, as I said, I'm using the Coffee with Friends stamp set today. And this is the card we're creating with this one. Now this is just another simple one, and I haven't done an inside with this one, but I am going to. Now I've changed the colour on this. This is Barney Blue. I'm going to do Lost Lagoon with this one. So I've just thought Lost Lagoon tied in a lot better with the paper. Now this designer series paper is from the Hello Irresistible. It is only available, Hello Irresistible is only available through the online store, through my online store. So there's our card. Now it's going to go landscape this time. Now I've got a piece of white for the insert. And I was going to stamp the coffee cups on the insert, but I'm not. I'm just going to leave the insert blank today. I do like to keep my inserts blank unless I can, well, especially with sentiments I do. I don't like to put a sentiment on there. I just leave them blank. But if I do have a little design, I will put it on. So I'll just pop that there in the middle. Be able to see this card a bit better without that white. Now I'm going to, cut that a bit. I didn't fold that too good, did I? Now I'm going to put our designer series paper on here. Now this card will have a bit of, look at the back of that, isn't that gorgeous? I'll have a little bit of fussy cutting with this one. So I'll pop that one on there. Okay, now I'm just going to put that aside for a minute, the base, and we will do our stamping. And of course I didn't bring over any basic white, did I, to do my stamping on. Hang on, I've got a piece here. I wonder if I can fit the image on here, and I can. How lovely is that? Now I have used, we're going to use the scalloped contour dies. So this is the piece that I cut it out of. And the one that I used was the third one. So it's either third from the top or third from the bottom. I love these too. These are another die set that I use constantly. Now they go with the Stamp Set Colour and Contour. Yep, Colour and Contour. So they go with that stamp set. So, luckily, I can fit our image just in there because it's fussy cutted. Well, I'm fussy cutting it, so we'll be right. So look, I'm just stamping her up in Memento. I use Memento a lot. I don't do a lot of watercolouring because I'm not that good at it. So it stays on as here, but I just don't use it that much, only occasionally. So we'll pop that on there. And yes, I've been attacked by the cat. She thought I was going to move her, but I wasn't. She was fast asleep. I was only there giving her a little pat. And I do think it was just play. But yeah, she got a little bit feisty with me. Oh boy, did I scream that day when she did that. But thankfully it's all healing up nicely now. Okay, so I am using Boho Blue for her pants, and as I say, I just use the light and try and pull the tops off. So it's just a matter of just colouring in. I know a lot of people use both the light and the dark. I just find it easier. Oh look, I do use the dark just to highlight the darkened areas, but I do find it more easier just to use the light. There's a bit of her leg as well, her jeans as well. Into there, and there we go. And then when you're colouring in just in circle motion and just on the side. So there's her jeans done. Now her top I'm doing in dark. Now I am using a dark one, this dark Pool Party. Here I am saying I don't usually use the dark, but I do find the light Pool Party is very, very light. So, and I prefer the darker Pool Party. I love colouring. And I love using the blends, but I'm not that good at using them, you know, with the shading parts, but I do love colouring. Just went a bit off there and over the edge. Going in a circular motion. The Pool Party to me looks like a greeny colour, yet you think it's going to be a blue, you know, thinking pool, blue. Of course. Now the crumb cake I'm using again, and I'm using that on her thongs. outskirts there. The cup is done in sweet sorbet. I love sweet sorbet. I'm going to be sad when that departs us next the end of the year, or May next year. It will depart us. Her hair I am doing in light copper clay. I like to turn my paper around when I do it. Now, her skin tone, I am using the, what are they called? Let me find the catalogue. Here it is. And I will give you the proper name of them. They're part of the Blends family, but you won't find them up here in the colour chart, in the colour collection part. You will find them on page, past all the designer paper, I know that. Oh, here they are. You'll find them on page 136, and they're called the Natural Tones Stamping Blends. Now, they come in a light, a medium light, a medium deep, and a deep. I'm just using the, must be the light I'm using. Might be medium light because well, the number of it is SU900. That's what it has on the thing there. So, and I found that was the closest to the skin colour I could find. So I just go around her facial bits. It comes out like a really, nearly an orangey colour to begin with, but then as it dries, as the alcohol lifts up, it dries. Becomes paler, I mean. Her little fingers there. Her legs and feet. So colouring with the blends is pretty quick and simple. They're not a texture that you would give to a child. It is something that no child would ever give to a child. They're not that type of a texture. Okay, just choppy this off. And now I'm not doing her the steps there, so I'm going to cut around them. I'm going to try and leave a little bit of a border, a little bit of a white edge there. I do try to do that. You'll see a little bit of the step there, but it won't be that noticeable. going to do is I'm going to just scoot across to here and finish cutting her all out, and I'll come back and do that middle part. Chop that bit off, don't need that bit anymore. Now, you don't have to leave a border if you don't want to. It's up to you. And yes, I'm going around the steam from the coffee. You can just cut right on the edge of her clothing. This bit here is probably the hardest bit to do. That steam of the coffee. I know some would probably just cut it off, and that's fine too. It's your card. If you want to cut the steam off, that's totally okay. Here we have that bit. Now I'll just come back here. Just do her inner part of her leg. Cut off that bit of stair there. Probably went a bit too wide there, but it will be fine tonight. Oops. There we go. That can go in the bin, that can go in the bin. All right, so let us bring our card back in. Now I'm going to stamp the sentiment on here first. And our sentiment is, sometimes you just have to reheat your coffee one more time and try again. And I certainly have to reheat my coffee once or twice. Not that I drink much coffee. I'm not really a coffee drinker. Just once in a blue moon I will have a coffee. And we're just going to put it just up over here on the right hand side. I bet you I've done it crooked too. Just got that feeling. A little bit. Hello, Anna. Hi, Lincoln. How are you? I've got my niece and my little great nephew on watching me make a card. I hope you are good. I see you have some really warm weather up your end. It's freezing here again. Now I'm looking for my linen thread that I just had. Where did I put it? Good question. It'll be here somewhere. Can't be too far away. Here it is. There's a lady in America who I sometimes watch. And every time she loses something, she always goes, I've lost it, I've lost it. And when they find it, everybody has to have a drink of their water. And I think, wow, that's good. Now, I'm going to do a trick here because you all know I'm not that good at tying bows. So, here's my little trick. Where are we? We'll put one there, one down the bottom here. On that side, and one over this side. Peel it off, if I can get it off, because somebody doesn't have any fingernails. Where's my take a pick tool? Good old take a pick tool. Oops. Oh, I pulled the damn thing off. How was that? Good on it. Mustn't have had it flattened down enough. Absolute good one that one was, wasn't it? Now we'll try it again. Here we go. I will be putting a bow on here though, but I'm just going to do mine just a little bit different. So we'll pop that on there. So I'm sort of virtually going into the second scallop up. Scallop up. So we're going to go around. Whoops. Went up one too high there. Come on, in you come. Down one. Thank you. We'll start that one again. Here we go. Just over two of them. That's all. Lovely. Get you out of the way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I'm making more mess here than what I really should be. Pop a bit over the white linen thread there. Pop a couple here. Yes, I'm going overboard, as I always do. I saw a great hint the other day. A lot of demonstrators, including myself, are doing a 14-day challenge. Well, today was challenge day number 13. And I saw somebody, we had to put a hint up one day, and you probably noticed that mine was about my little container that I have with all shapes and size, circles, dies, whatever in it, it's already cut. And somebody had on their dimensionals had put like highlighter or black texture down along the dimensionals, so that when they went on the back of their image or whatever they were going to put on there, it was already, they knew what had been taken off and what hadn't. So with Our Lady, I'm just going to pop her on flat, and I might come in with a, come on, doesn't want to come out tonight. Put a little bit there. And she is just going to sit on there like that. I might get a little dimensional and just pop that just under her feet if I can. I'll take the backing off, and this is where your take a pick tool comes in handy, because I will just pop it there. There's one, and we will do one more on the other foot. looks good. Right, now let's tackle that bow. Bows, linen thread and I do not. Well, bows even with ribbons and I do not get along. Hopeless. Linen thread especially. I do have a little bow jig thing that my son made for me. It is sitting here. If I think I need it, I will get it. I like the size of that one there. It's only this one I have to alter. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it in my finger just to try and hold it, stop it from curling. Beautiful. I think that's about the best bow I've done with linen thread. Right, we'll get a glue dot. Chuck that bit there off. Roll our glue dot up. I might even just pop it on there. Whoops. They're another thing that don't like me. Glue dots. Whoops, see? Told you, they don't like me. There's a bit, just chop a tiny bit off that one. There's that there done. Now, just for some embellishment. Now, what will we use on this one? These ones, I think. I'm going to pop that on the floor because I can tell that it's going to go flying. I just have a container with all my embellishments in. Now, these ones are the iridescent pastel gems. Beautiful. So I'm just going to use, don't ask me what colour they are. Usually I put on the back of my packet what colours they are. But I'm just going to pop just some little ones. That is very glary. I hope that isn't too glary for you people because it is very glary for me. Shocking. Now I'm just using all little ones because as you can tell, the big ones are massive, you know. Only use them once in a blue moon, I reckon. So there we have our second card complete. So that's it for tonight. Hopefully I haven't gone as long as the other two nights. So I hope you have enjoyed the cards I've created for you tonight. So after this video is finished, I'll go back and put in my shop details and the host code and an email, because if you'd like to learn how to create these cards, I can send you all the details out on them. Okay, so we will leave it there for tonight, and I hope you have had a wonderful day and have enjoyed the cards that I have created for you tonight. Okay, so I will see you all again soon. Next week, I don't know what I'll do next week. I might do there's a kit that's out, Christmas tags. We might do them. Forget how many we get in them. I think we might get 9, I think. Might be a bit more. Anyway, I'll have a think about that. So it'll either be a kit or, I don't know, I might find another stamp set for you to view. All right, so have a good night, everybody, and hope to see you all again next week. See you later. Bye-bye.